All right, guys. Wowie zowie. I say things like that, by the way. I say things like wowie zowie and totally magodily. And gosh, what's the other one I say? Totally magodily, wowie zowie. And I can't remember, but like refuse to say the word awesome because I'm like, that's corny. But I say these other things. I don't know what my criteria is for corny. I don't know who makes the rules. Apparently me, but somehow they're messed up. Anyway, guys, I'm thinking about how we can make this world a better place. I've been doing a lot of thinking about it. And that's what this podcast is about. It's about gratitude. It's about manners. It's about making the world lovely again. And I have been thinking about specifically, I need to clear my throat again. You'll hear that I have allergies. Honestly, for my listeners, I want you to get into it. I have allergies. Where are all my allergy girlies and boys and theys at, huh? Where's everybody at? Allergies. Why are we going to pretend we're recording podcasts and we don't have allergies? We have allergies. I have them. I will stand and be the face of the allergy-afflicted community. That's not what I want to say to you. I've just gone on a tangent. Why would anyone ever give me a microphone? It's crazy. But they did, and I got something to say. So, emails. What a beautiful gift from the Almighty that we each have an email address. Some of us, many, myself included. I'd say I have 6 burners. I have real ones. I have burners. And I'm giving some of you, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. I'm giving some of you my burner email because I don't trust that you'll have the proper decorum. And I'm going to talk to you guys about what that proper decorum is. When someone gives you their email address, I really think it is violent to throw them on. They give you their email address for one thing, a one-off. You go, let me get your email for this. I'll shoot you an email. No problem. Can I clear my throat again? Okay, you might cut that out. They might keep it in. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do stand with the allergy community. But anyway, someone gives you their email and they, for one thing, you're going to shoot them an email. Fine, no problem. The violence begins when you then put them on a mailing list, okay? And there's tiers to this violence. There's like the MailChimp violence. And that is putting them on a newsletter via MailChimp, putting them on this address book on MailChimp, and now they're getting a newsletter every week, every month that they didn't sign up for. You're now giving them the task of clicking unsubscribe at the bottom of the email, and then they ask you, why do you want to unsubscribe? And every time I am going to click because I did not sign up for this and this person has to go to jail. That's not that it actually says, but it should say that. Throw them in the jail. But the people who really need to go to jail, the people who then put you on a mailing list where it's not a MailChimp, they've created their own. You're on a BCC. I'm in hell. I'm in hell. I'm on a BCC. I'm on a newsletter. I'm on a group email. It keeps coming to me every month. And I now have the task of emailing this person I may or may not even know well and saying, hi, I'd love to be removed from this list that I never asked to be a part of. You've abused having my email address. Even if it is the burner, it's violent. And I have to email them and say, hey, hope you're well. Also, don't know you that well, but can you take me off of your mailing list that I didn't sign up for, where you're like giving me updates on whatever you have going on? Now, you know I gave you this email address for one thing, and here you are using it for another. I'm going to go ahead and say, not cool. Not cool. Guys, so if someone gives you their email address, and I know someone's going to go, easy for you to say, listen, I'm not just throwing people willy-nilly on mailing lists. I don't think I've ever been like, I know I haven't gone, here's my newsletter you did not sign up for, and now you're part of it, and you're BCC, and you're going to have to email me as an individual, which I know you don't want to do, to say, get up the list, take me off the list. No one wants to do that. That is such an awkward exchange. And so, guys, if someone gives you the email address, use it for the thing. And if you want to add them to a mailing list, ask if they'd like to be included. The onus should be on you to do the work, to then form the list accordingly, not to make people go, I have to email them awkwardly and be like, can you take me off, please? Hope you're well. Hope everything's good. Happy holidays. Let's operate with some decorum when it comes to email addresses, okay? And that, my friends, is my official platform. because I will not be running for office, as I've mentioned many times here. But maybe by the time we do enough episodes of the podcast, I'll have a real platform to stand on, and I could run for office. Apparently, there are no rules anymore. Whatever. TBD. Will I be president? Will I not? We gon' see, which is something I like to say all the time about everything in life. We gon' see, because it's true. And that's a Drake thing. And that is someone I talk about with Ron Funches, actually. I'm not going to tell you where in the episode we talk about Drake, but it's in there. And it's a good conversation. Ron is wise. He's got a lot of heart. And my God, he is funny. So you're going to want to listen to this combo. And this combo is actually going to stick with me, namely because of the stuff he said about Drake, which I won't be telling you where in the episode it is. And there's no way you can rub the scrubber, pull the scrubber deeper in the episode trying to find it. That'd be too much work. Just listen. Do yourself a solid. Do me a solid, actually. Actually, I'm British now. Oh my gosh, someone get the episode going. I might fuck up this intro, Ron.
Do it.
But
let's see what happens.
If I do fuck it up, will you call me out?
Oh, absolutely.
In the middle. And then I want us to keep it.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. That's what you said. Do I scare you a little bit?
No, you don't scare me.
Really?
I just getting to know you. Because I've only seen you from afar, so I've never been around your energy in person, and I'm still kind of sussing it.
What do you think of it so far?
I like it. You seem intelligent.
Oh.
You seem a little bit sometimes like scattery, but in a way that I haven't found
Where's the camera?
negative in any fashion. You seem funny and intelligent so far.
Okay, thank you. You see how you did that criticism sandwich? It was positive. Mm-hmm. Slight criticism. Mm-hmm. Positive. That's the way to do it.
I didn't want to lie.
You didn't. You're like, I am clocking some scattered energy.
You told me you have a bag that you keep soup in.
I do. Well, now I have to tell the people, Ron. I have to fucking tell the people. I have to confess to the people. I have a Chloe bag, and that is a fancy bag. It's quite expensive.
What's the retail?
The retail, I'm going to go ahead and say, is that trashy?
I mean, I asked.
That was a trashy question, but I like it.
I just want to know. Maybe I'm in the market.
Okay. For a handbag?
Yeah.
Well, when I asked you what you had on you, you don't even have your wallet.
No, I mean, I have my wallet.
But you might get a handbag?
I might buy a handbag.
Okay, so maybe like 1,200.
1,200 is good.
1,200 bones. And then, so it's a nice bag. Beautiful purse. I carry it everywhere. But I do disgusting things, such as, and not limited to, putting meals in the purse, not properly sealed. And I think they're properly sealed. And then I discover later, there's soup dripping in my handbag. The sauce from this chicken dish is puddling.
Tiki masala.
Yeah,
you just throw that straight in.
Straight in that
no
bag.
Bag, nothing.
No bag, raw in my purse. I took it to a cleaner because I was like, I guess I had to throw this away. But I was like, I'm not throwing away this expensive handbag. I love this bag. It's everything to me. So I was like, I should take it to a cleaner because that's what people do. When people have nice things, they get it like clean. Yeah. They don't replace. So I took it and they're like, we don't think we can do anything with what's happening in this bag. They were like, you can pay us to try, but we're not making any promises. There's a lot it's a lot. And there's no order in my purse. So when you say scattered, it's like you read me because you were not wrong. Not to be defensive. When I go in the bag and I feel for my belongings because there's no order in that bag. But everything I need though, and then some, is in that bag. I just want to say, but this isn't about me.
It can be.
No. What if I brought you here for me to just talk at you about what's going on with my purse?
That'd be like most podcasts.
Oh, snap. Whoever's had Ron as a guest on their podcast, he's coming for you. He's coming for you. Ron is holding no punches today. I won't do the thing.
Thank you.
I make your name rhyme.
Thank you.
But I will give people context for the thing I'm referring to by saying that. Okay. Anyway, my next guest with whom I've been speaking, I'm so bad at intros. They have to fire me because I do this every time I start the episode and I'm like, shit, I should introduce you. Mm-hmm. My next guest. Okay, my next guest needs no introduction, so we're going to keep the conversation going. I'm kidding. I'm not David Letterman. My next guest is an actor and comedian. He is on season 3 of Loot, right? Mm-hmm. And you are on Celebrity Traders, which is premiering in January. Mm-hmm. Ron Funches, everybody. Hi. Clap in studio. Let's get some audio from this. Yes. Yeah. That is 3 enthusiastic people right there.
Yeah. I like you got like a middle-aged boy band.
I know. They really could be in a boy band. Maybe we could get your pictures in. Maybe I should take a picture of. I want to give the people a picture of what Ron is referring to. I'll take it. Yep.
Yeah.
This is who's standing.
Oh, nice. You already got into your attitude.
They got in their attitudes. Hold on. I'm going to get really close. I'm zooming, baby. Hold on. I'm zooming. Hold on. They got it. My lens is so fucking ashy. I hate
from
ashy.
The soup from the bag. It's got soup skin on it.
But we're putting that in. We're putting that in. Y'all look good. You did look like a middle. That was quick of you. That is exactly what they look like. Hello.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. It is a delight to be talking to you.
It's a pleasure.
I'm so happy to have you here today. And I will not be talking at you like other podcasts. I am committed on doing things differently around here.
I love that.
I'm sorry for your previous experiences.
Thank you. It's okay.
We're healing.
Yeah.
As a community, the podcast community, right? We're healing. Okay. What are you thankful for? What do you want to say thanks to? Who or what?
Oh, can I have more than one, or does it have to be one?
You can go crazy. Honestly, I've been talking at you so much. I would love for you to do more than one.
Sure. I appreciate the question because I've been very thankful lately. I'm thankful for the group of friends that I have around that I work with and do shows with. I'm always grateful for them, but the other day I threw my back out the day before we had this show that I do. It's kind of a bit of a variety show, so there's a lot of memorization. We rehearsed quite a bit for it.
Yeah.
And so I was like concerned that my back going out, like I couldn't even really walk around until a few hours before the show. But like nobody freaked out. Everybody was just like, we'll handle the rehearsals on our own. You just get ready for the show, and we're just going to nail it, and it's going to be fun. And we had such a great time, and it was so nice to in a business that I'm in that often feels like everything's on my shoulders. I often feel like everything's on my shoulders. I have 2 kids. I have my son at an early age. I have a lot of things. I have multiple employees, so I always feel like I carry a lot. And it was like a moment where I really realized that other people have my back and really want me to succeed and want the best for me and like don't. It was just nice to be like, oh, I don't have to carry everything on my own. So I'm really thankful for the group of people I have around me. Thankful for the time that I have with my mom now that she's getting older and I'm an adult, where I feel like I'm learning more from her now as an adult than I did even when I was a kid, just through her life lessons and through the things that she's been through. I know a lot of people my age can't talk with their parents. And so to have the type of relationship that I have with my mom, I'm very thankful for my boys, thankful for my job, thankful for the time that we live in right now where things get more clear, which is good for me. I know
some people would not say thankful for this time, I have to say.
Sure.
So tell me more.
I just think sometimes when you don't have things to stand up for or things that you really feel, I hate when people speak in general, so I'll just be specific.
Please.
When you have something like the ice raids that are going on and you really get to see who is willing to like be like, this is wrong, or like, I don't believe in this, or other people who either are proud to be like, yeah, I love it, or just stay silent. And it really indicates and lets me know like who is following on the same path that I'm trying to go on, who I should spend more time with and more of my energy in, because I'm a very loyal and very giving person. So, and especially within our comedy community, like if anybody, like it doesn't like money, or if it sounds funny, or you just were like, hey, could you use your help in this? I'm always like, yeah, I love to. But these past few years have taught me to value my time, my energy, my to be more selective to who I give my energy and my time with. And if you're not really trying to do what I'm doing, or you're not like, you don't believe the things I believe, or you don't have the moral fiber that I think you need to have, I just don't want to work with you or be around you.
I love how clear you are about what works for you at this phase in your life. That's really great.
Thank you.
And also I'm going to clear my throat. Allergies. Brought to you by allergies. Um, that is such a beautiful long list because normally it is like one thing, but to hear how clear you are about what works for you, what doesn't, how lovely your life is, how surrounded you are by lovely people, partially by birth and then also by design and your own curation of your circle seems particularly special. Now, when you say what's going on right now concerning the ICE raids and such, and you see people not saying things or loving it or being excited about it, and that being informative for you about who you want to be around and which of those people you should be, which of those you'd rather not be around. How do you feel about people not feeling comfortable or confident saying anything because they might think my Instagram story or my post isn't
Mhm.
really going to change anything? What do you feel about that?
I'm understanding and empathetic to that. I understand the type of either apathy or just feeling small at a time where things feel so big. There's some people, when you look at it, you go like, if you are in opposition of what's going on, you're like, well, they have the government, they have media, they have all this. I'm just one person. But I would say to fight that like there is a reason why we're constantly kind of deluged with like chaos and things that kind of keep us disorganized is because we are powerful.
Mm.
There's a reason why they when they came to take over, they went through the podcast bros and through comedy because art is powerful. And so I would say that don't what's the point? If you're going to lose swinging is what I would
Well,
say.
that's
So
real. Yeah.
why not? I would rather, I mean, I post things all the time and I've been just trying to get better at my business and be like, okay, I want to get 1 million followers. That would be
Mhm.
cool. Da, da, da. But then nothing stops me from posting things that end up, I lose like 20,000 followers in a
Mhm.
day,
Mhm.
but I don't
Mhm.
go like, oh no, I shouldn't post that. I
Yeah.
go, oh, those people wouldn't have come to a show anyway
Yeah.
because they would
Yeah.
have figured out me at some point.
At some point, like, oh, this is what that man stands for. I
Yeah.
don't want to like him. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'd rather we all know.
No now and no early. Yeah.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
Exactly.
I get that. And you said you have a great relationship with your mom now and you're
Mhm.
able to speak to her in a way that you see some of your friends are not able to, presumably because maybe some of their parents are not around
Mhm.
still.
Mhm.
And also I know that it's hard for some people and certainly my generation to talk to their parents pretty openly. And so it's very cool that you have that relationship. You're still learning from her now even more than you did when you were younger. What are some of the things you feel like you've learned from her now that were not clear to you when you were younger?
Oh, man, that's a great question.
Yes. Okay.
I would just probably say the importance of longevity and survival and just, like, staying authentic to yourself. There's things that, like, I went through a very tumultuous I say words wrong,
You
but
did
you
a
put
great
it
job.
in.
Honestly, if you had said it with your whole chest,
Then you would have been
I
like,
would be
"Damn,
like,
that's how you say
that's how
that.
the
That's
fuck you
how you say that,
that
tumultuous."
to mitulous. And I would be like, wait, have I been saying it wrong? I've been saying it wrong. Y'all, we all been saying it wrong. It's tumultuous. Okay? It's volatility and tumultuous.
All up in here.
All up in here. I'm looking around. What is going on? What is going on in here? Because next time with your whole chest, I learned that in ballet, strong and wrong. You could be
Yes.
doing the wrong ass move, everyone else doing the right one. But if you do that with your whole chest,
Are you you're a ballet?
for 10 years I was a ballerina, but I'm no Misty
Okay.
Copeland.
Okay.
I'm no Misty Copeland. I'm
Who
more
is?
like,
And
listen,
who is that?
and who among us? You're a boy band. So wait. Okay.
I remember.
Okay,
I'll tell
okay,
you.
okay, please.
But I just had a terrible divorce. I fixed the word and found a way.
Okay.
Okay. And I was just very distraught about it and lost a bunch of money and lost some friends and lost a bunch of things. And then my mom just has a great way of just wrapping things up in a bow. And so I think I was real depressed, hadn't gotten out of bed in a while, and my mom was just asking me questions. She goes like, "Well, how long were you married?" I was like, 2 years. And she's like, "Well, how long would you say you know her in total?" And I was like, probably like 4.5 years. And she just looks at me and she goes, "I had breast cancer longer than that." Yeah.
Mom. I'm like, I need to meet Mom. Oh my goodness, that is perspective though.
Yeah.
But I think when you're in something that feels so tragic and like gut wrenching for you, it can be so hard to have that bigger perspective. Even like what I like about what she said wasn't that like I had it worse than you.
Mm-mm.
It was I had this awful thing happening for longer than that. And here I am, in a sense. It's
Exactly.
like, this is a fraction. I had a friend when I was really going through a thing be like, this is a blip. And the way that was so liberating to me in that moment, I'm like, that resonates with me. That she would say, I had breast cancer longer than that. 4 years total? Longer than that. And I'm all good, presumably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a wise woman.
Yeah, it was. It's exactly that, of just being like thinking about all how scary that time period was for all of us, and especially her. And then to remember how much fun and how many great experiences we've had since then. It was just a clear thing of like, oh yeah, she's right. I'll get over it and I'll have a long life after this.
Yeah,
yeah. A lot of stuff like that. Like my mom is when my friends have an issue, if they have any type, like my friend's dog passed away, and he literally came to my house and just was like, "Will you call your mom for me so I can talk to her?"
Oh, community mom.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And she talked to him, didn't she?
Oh yeah, she talked him through it.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, is that my mom's been through a lot of different situations. She's worked in a prison, she's been a social worker, she's been in abusive relationships, she's been in she had breast cancer. She's been through so many things, and that's one of the biggest lessons that she's taught me, the value of strength and experience in that.
Yeah.
Of not being like, oh, I'm a victim, I've been through these many things. It's like, I've survived all these things and my life is still great, and now my son does TV shows and my daughter's a doctor.
Oh,
Like,
incredible.
come on.
Go mom.
Yeah.
No, did you guys have a relationship with your dad?
Yeah, I mean, it is not as you can hear from my voice change.
I mean, the whole, because I was about to say something. I was going to say something, but I said, let me let him cook. Because I was going to say, we got to hold the pitch.
It switches up.
The whole demeanor.
Yeah.
You kind of
not the same relationship. My eyes went this way.
Eyes started darting. I'm like, we were here, and then you were here. You're like, yeah, okay. So it's different.
Yeah, it's a different.
And that's okay. Bees like that sometimes. And in fact, I would say the premise of this podcast is that it bees like that most of the time. It's different. And so it was different. What was it like, if you care to share?
I mean, the best way I could put it is that he wasn't there for most of the time that I needed him. He was there for me in a time where I needed him the most.
Okay.
And so there's always an appreciation and a value in that. I would say that he hasn't met my 3-year-old son. And then the last time I saw him for his birthday, he just mostly asked me what type of car I drive. And that's our relationship.
Yeah, okay. I get that. That is, it sounds like a limited tool set for a connection.
Yeah.
But do you recognize the car question as a bid for connection, or how do you receive that sort of question?
Mostly just a check-in on how I'm doing in life. What type of car would I be driving that would impress him?
Like a how you're doing, and like are you making money type of and did you tell him what kind of car?
Yeah.
You were like, okay.
Yeah, but I can't even, because he wants to know the year and all that, and I'm like,
I don't know. How long was the phone call?
I mean, I went to his birthday party.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It was nice.
Did you speak?
I did speak.
What did you say?
I saw some friends and I saw family. We mostly, it was a big group, which was great.
Okay, good. Okay. Diffused. Thank God. Okay. Other people spoke as well, right?
Other
It wasn't
people spoke,
thank
and
God.
again, more perspective of just seeing all the different types of lives in my family and people doing, a lot of things to celebrate, where people were just like, I have a half brother, and his main thing was, he's just like, man, I'm clean and sober, and I've been out of jail for a couple years now, and that's my main focus.
And that's the bar for him. It's different, what life looks like.
And I'm like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's amazing, and I'm proud of you. And and I don't want to get into it, but like his background, if you knew his background, you'd be like, oh, hell yeah, I'm
Yeah.
proud of you,
Yeah.
because you could just be like, my life's been terrible and I'm just going to stay on drugs.
Yes. Well, the will to keep going in general, regardless of what your situation is, I think is such a sign of resilience that we all have within us. Some of us are less able to harness it than others, but when
Mhm.
someone is able to harness that will to like keep going and keep living and keep trying, I think is a remarkable thing that we don't celebrate enough, frankly. There's lots of reasons to stop going, I would
Yeah,
say, right?
most.
There's many, many, many reasons, right? You said that your dad, though, was not around for most of the time, but when you needed him most, he was there, which sounds remarkably unique in that a lot of people, myself included, would be like, my dad wasn't there most of the time. My dad wasn't there when I would have needed him most. Like
Mhm.
our first real conversation was when I was 18 in
Mm.
LA in college. Like I had made it essentially. Mom did all the hard stuff. What was that moment that you needed him most that he was able to show up for? Even
Um,
broadly speaking, if you
yeah, it
may.
was just that my mom had found herself in an abusive relationship for many years, and it was affecting our family. And like many people, she was having a hard time just getting out of that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And it was easier for she had gotten contact with my dad, who was
Mm-hmm.
moving to Oregon, and it was just an easier situation for us to leave and go to there, as opposed to her getting rid of him. And
Got it.
so my dad, besides us not having seen him for like 8, 9 years,
Mm-hmm.
took me and my sister, and we lived with him in Oregon um with his lady, who also was terrible and abusive.
Oh gosh. Oh
That
Lord.
turned into a terrible
Oh,
situation
oh Lord, not a
too.
movie.
It
Okay, okay, movie.
is.
Okay, okay.
But I don't think if I hadn't left Chicago, I would have never, like, I wouldn't have discovered my individuality and who I am. It taught me so much, just like the cultural differences from being from the south side of Chicago and then moving to this lily white town in Salem, Oregon. And
Mhm.
it really just taught me to see people as individuals. And my mom was just very much about being a student and being focused on things, and I was very silly and had a interest in comedy from a very young age. And I don't think without the buffer
Mhm.
of being away from my mom, I don't think I would have been a comedian. So
Oh, wow. So, like, a really crucial time in your life. How many years were you in Salem?
I was in Salem from when I was 12 until 22. Well, I mean, I bounced around a bit in Oregon, but
Yeah.
yeah, 22, 23.
Wow, okay, so it was a cool 10 years.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so you had your son then when you
Mhm.
were in Oregon,
Mhm.
your eldest.
Mhm.
So you have 2 sons,
Yep.
is it? What values are you trying to instill in both of these
Oh,
individuals?
thank you. Mostly right now, a lot of empathy, I think is important, because I don't think that's being culturally mirrored a lot. We're being taught
Agreed.
recently to, like, just think for yourself and look out for yourself only. And so I try to really instill in my sons to be kind to other people, to not be a pushover, not be like, a
Mhm.
sucker, but
Mhm.
to that we are a collective. And
Yeah.
so that you have to look at the world like that. It's different, but for both of my sons, my oldest is on the autism spectrum, and he kind of grew up, he saw mostly poor,
Mhm.
and then his last 10 years have been different.
Right.
Whereas my youngest came in smiling.
It's like, "I'm rich." He came in, he wasn't crying. The doctor's like,
No.
"Why is he not crying?" It's because he knows we're rich.
Yeah. No, that's what I said. I go, he knows the life he had.
Yeah, he's like, "Hold on, I'm not crying." He's like, "No, doc, I'm alive. I'm breathing. Just I'm rich."
But you can see it in him already. He's more demanding. He's more he- uh, just spoiled. He's more
Yeah.
spoiled. And so I am really focusing on him, of just trying to discipline, empathy, hard work, and mostly just try a connectivity with family, because again, with my oldest having autism, one of my grand schemes is to hopefully be like, hey guys, I gotta die, can you look after each other?
Okay, I see. So you're like, the youngest, you're going to be the bridge with the rest of the family.
Hmm.
And so, okay.
Hopefully, but I
Yes.
mean, I done ran people, individuals. I'm trying to prepare my oldest to be able to live on his own, but like, if they could look out for each other, it would really give me a lot of peace.
Yeah, right. I have a few friends whose children are on the spectrum, and I really do wonder what that experience. And I know I at this point in my life don't know because I haven't had that experience, but I imagine when you speak to the peace and the desire for peace, especially of with how your son's taken care of when you're not here. What is it that exactly concerns you?
Just that he is large. He's like 6 foot tall, 6'2". Um, Big guy. He is friendly and happy, but he's also a black kid, and he can be he doesn't listen to directions as quickly as most. So I worry about his interactions with police. I worry about his I mean, I just took him to a party the other day because I was like, oh, he's 22. He can go to a party with
Mhm.
me,
Mhm.
and I took him to a Halloween party. And it's just watching him interact with people and knowing I can't step in and go, "Oh, he has autism." Like, I
Mhm.
have to watch them kinda come up, talk to him,
Mhm.
and then see their interactions, and
Mhm.
then and what's beautiful is usually it just plays out, like, they just end up just still chit-chatting for a while.
Yeah.
It never becomes an issue, but
Yeah.
a couple of times it has,
Really?
and I
Okay.
worry about those things when I'm not there to diffuse it, when someone doesn't get him,
Mhm.
and then they're, like, aggressive about it.
Oh, yeah, and you've stepped in the past,
Yeah,
and if
oh,
it
yeah,
had
yeah.
to be like, "Okay, this is what's going on."
Yeah.
Have you tried I don't know how this works, do you give him the tools to try to make that clear in those moments? I don't know how
Mm.
that would even
That's a
work,
good
yeah.
point, I never been like, "Hey, maybe you should be like, hey, I'm Malcolm, I have autism," you know?
Sweet. I love it. He's like, "This is who I am. This is"
Yeah.
but I can only imagine as a parent. That's the thing with my friends too, where I go, I know one of them was like, "I just worry their son is 20," and they're like, "I hope I'm around for a long time because he's gonna" sweet as pie, their son, but, like, he's gonna have to live with me, I feel like,
Mhm,
and I wonder if he'll ever have a girlfriend
mhm.
or a boyfriend and what that will be like. Is that
Yeah, of
you share
course.
those concerns
Oh,
too? Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And everything goes as time, he shows his interest in things at his own pace. We went to a strip club for his 21st
I know
birthday.
that's Magic City,
We
my favorite. Only been once, heard the wings are good though. Need to go for a meal.
And so I do, and I asked him, and we talk about it, and he's part of this foundation that called the Ed Asner Foundation that does a great job as far as like social skills and work placement, and they do like date nights and things
Mhm.
like that. So,
Yeah.
I just try to listen to him and let him lead on all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think one of the reasons why I ended up in the marriage I ended up is that I was looking for that. I was like, I need someone to help me. Like I can't do
Mhm.
this on my own, and I need someone else to help me watch my son. And so
Mhm.
even when I wasn't like when I could see like, "Oh, this isn't exactly right,"
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Well, she's here and she wants
Yes.
to be here."
Yes, and she's willing, right?
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
anyone else will be willing. Yeah. You're
Yes,
like, "I don't know, and I need to
exactly. I'm
try to
too
make"
much. I'm
Yes.
too
I
much.
I hate that, but
Yeah,
I feel like we've all felt that at times.
yeah, and now it's been the exact like, now that, like, she's at the home and been out of that situation, like, my son's the best roommate I could ever hope for, like, he
Yeah.
cleans the house, like, he was gone for a week, and I was like, "Oh my god, the house is so dirty without him."
Yeah. Oh my god. Get him back. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, I need him more than he
Yes.
needs me.
Yes.
That's
I don't
amazing.
know how to use
Yeah.
the dishwasher.
Okay, by the way, I didn't know how to use the dishwasher for a very long time, and I feel like at least a lot of Nigerians I know, we had a dishwasher in my house. When we moved out of that house and sold that house we lived in we moved in when I was in 2nd grade. My mom sold that house when I was 24, the tag of the dishwasher was still inside the dishwasher. I did not we were not like and I know my brother's married now and his wife, I feel like had to make him like we use dishwasher around here. We were hand washing everything.
Mhm.
Dishwasher was like decor in our house, like, we can afford one. You better not use that shit. You have soap, you have sponge, you know what to do. I didn't know how to I didn't and I had to watch a YouTube video. This is like my first season on SNL in my apartment because I had a dishwasher. I watched a YouTube be like, "How do you load this motherfucker?" I don't know. And then I was like down a rabbit hole of like everyone has their different ways, couples fight about it, and I was like, "Well, it's just me in here, so I get to load this thing how I want." But I am trying to learn from an expert on YouTube how to learn to load a dishwasher. So wait, you didn't know either, my
No, I
kid.
knew how to load
Okay.
a general dishwasher.
Okay,
I'm just
sorry, I'm a
saying
dumbass.
no, I looked hey, I wouldn't say a dumbass. It was more of a story
Okay,
about
okay,
the
okay.
hard work and intentionality they wanted you to hand wash everything.
Yeah.
I feel like that's actually a great lesson. It's more that we moved into my new house, and since I've been in a new house, I've never used a dishwasher because my son washes the dishes every day.
Okay, so you're like, I don't know how
I don't
that
know how.
machine works.
I don't know
Okay,
how
because
that
I
one.
haven't touched it.
Yeah.
Shout out to him
Yeah.
for doing that. I'm obsessed. That's like now I'm like, I need to get a son. That's what I need. I need a son immediately. That is so you said that being with your ex, it's like this person is here, they're willing. I'm too much. I come with a lot of baggage. You obviously get divorced. What did you learn from that relationship ultimately and how it came to be, what you were in need of, what you realized maybe you don't need from another person? How would you articulate what you've learned?
Oh, I
in that
mean, it'd
regard?
be difficult because it's so long, but it was the worst thing I've been through in my life. That turned out to be like the biggest blessing for me, and just the fact that it really reinstilled who I am. I had to kind of just refine what was important to me, what I do for fun. I think that in that relationship, I bent a lot of what I enjoyed and what I did was not necessarily shared, and so, slowly, I'd be like, "Okay, well, she just doesn't like that, so
Mm.
but that's fine, I do that on my own, but now we're spending more time together, so I'm
Mhm.
just not gonna go do those things,"
Yeah, yeah.
And slowly but surely, it was more and more of that where I was feeling isolated and feeling like I got to the point where I would, like, second guess my own jokes because I would worry about how they would feel about what I
Yeah.
was writing, and I always write from a place of love and a place of
Yeah.
thing, but I would like, "Oh, I don't wanna go home and get in an argument about what
Mhm.
this joke meant," and it was just really throwing me off. I think a bad relationship, um especially when you're holding on to something that you know is not good for you, can really throw you off your path in every conceivable way. Where
100%.
it was affecting my comedy, it was affecting my skills as a parent, it was affecting my health. I was gaining weight a lot
Mhm.
again. And just going through it and being able to be by myself and live with that solitude and try things that I mean, now I do jujitsu and I go to Pilates. I got a Pilates class after this.
Me too. Come on. Same place? No, probably not. But
Probably not.
I don't know why I said probably not. We don't
We
know.
don't, but I would know because I probably would have seen you
That's
there.
true. That's true.
Um,
That's fair. Fair.
so I just really it's feel like this whole relationship and getting out of it just taught me to refocus on who I am, know myself more, know my boundaries about who I want around me and who I don't want around me. It's taught me so much. So
Mm.
it turned out to be the best. It taught me my strength,
Yeah.
basically.
That's incredible. And honestly, I feel like saying this thing that was the worst thing that happened to you ended up being a huge blessing in disguise sounds so cliche, but I think life, y'all, might be cliches.
Mhm.
And the cliches are rooted in something real because I can name some of my lowest moments and been like, but this makes sense ultimately. And it's actually what I needed. And I never would have done X, Y, or Z if I didn't
Mhm.
have that experience. So to be able to have that perspective and feel clear on that now, I think is really lovely. And the notion that you're like pouring into yourself and doing what you like, and you're back on your game and you're doing the jokes you want to do, and you are doing things you want to do for you is remarkably beautiful. And it feels crazy and rudimentary, maybe even to be like, yeah, you have to find someone who likes you.
Mm.
And hopefully you guys enjoy many of the same things. And there's more overlap than there isn't, which sounds basic, but I think all of us can say we've been in a relationship with someone where you're like, this thing really threw me off my game, being connected to this person. Cause yeah, just being tethered to another
Mhm.
can do that. But I've been in a relationship with someone who didn't like me. And you're like, "Oh, they didn't really like me." Like this idea, we were like committed to an idea.
Yeah.
And that happens. So
Yeah.
to hear your perspective is really cool.
Yeah, I would 100% say that because that's what it would and I would say that directly to her. I'd be like, I think you like the idea of me. I
Yeah.
think you like the product of
Mhm.
me, but you don't like me."
Yeah. I think we have all been there. And I mean, at least I can say for myself 100%. And so now I say to friends, I'm like, crazy idea. Date someone that likes you
Mhm.
and date someone you like, because it's easy to chase ideas. Now, as far as your sons and their relationships to be, do you have wishes for them beyond dating people who like them for them?
No real wishes. I just want them to be happy. I mean, that was a big part of because when we originally separated, my youngest was only 6 months, and
Mm.
so it was a very hard decision to be like, oh, again, I built this ideal of like, oh, I'm gonna go out on the road. I'll come home, Daddy. Oh, my
Mm-hmm.
husband. No, no, no. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a
Right.
beautiful time. And then very quickly, I was like, this isn't gonna be beautiful. And so
This is looking kind of ugly.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I just remember sitting and looking at him in his crib and just being like, "Oh, if he comes to me as an adult later and he was in this type of relationship and the advice I would give him would be to leave. And if I can't give him that advice, if I don't follow it."
Okay, yes. I've recently had to make tough decisions, and I have said, I think someone said to me, like, when you're making a decision, the thing that has been helpful for them, and now I have adopted, is like, what do you want to tell your kids you did in this moment? What do you want to tell your grandkids you did
Mhm.
in this moment?
Yeah.
And that is such a good way to shake you into doing something you may not want to do or that might be uncomfortable, but you know in your heart of hearts you need to do.
Yeah, no, I think about that a lot. That's whether it's in a relationship or, I went out to the No Kings protest in Portland and it wasn't necessarily. And again, that's the thing where I'm like, "Oh, I myself may not make the biggest difference, but I do if my kids ask me, if my youngest asks me 10, 15 years from now and they're reading about this time period or whatever, and they goes, "Daddy, did you do anything about freedom of speech? Did you do anything about immigrants? Did you do anything about our Hispanic friends?" I want him to be like, "Yeah, Dad, your dad was out there,"
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Kids, a guiding force, quite frankly. Like a
Yeah.
guiding force. Your sons sound incredibly special. Now, if you were to date, are you dating?
Mhm.
You are.
Mhm.
How long before a woman can meet the kids?
A while, like,
Do you have a time limit?
I'd probably, like, say, like, 6 months at
6
least,
months.
yeah.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say like a year.
No, I think because my kids are big, big, big like, I'm with them all the time, so a
Yeah.
year would be
That is kinda
so.
crazy, like, they would be secrets in a sense.
Yeah.
Do you tell on a first date? You're like, "I have kids,"
Oh,
or
it'll be in my I mean, I don't have a dating profile right now, but if I
okay,
did, it's right. I'm like, it
okay,
says father,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
People are out here with secrets,
I
so that it's
know.
really crazy.
No, I get
It's
that, but,
like
why
whole ass
waste
fam
time?
yeah. Well, you have a good head on your shoulders. I have heard so many stories about people's the secrets abound, and it's like, why would you bury that? I'm sorry, what did you say about having a son? I'd be like, wait, that's crazy. I mean, I've talked to you for 2 months. What was that? A
Yeah.
child. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, I never could I've heard that before. I've heard about people, a girl that my girlfriend, her sister deals with a guy who, like, didn't want to claim that it was his kid, and I was
Ugh.
just like for a while, and
Mhm.
so I was just like, I get the fear, I get the thing, especially if you're not, like, in that person you're in a relationship with then, but,
Mhm.
like, to me, I am my sons, like,
Mhm.
to not be connected to them would be the worst thing in my life because I would feel like I would had a disconnection from myself.
Yeah.
So, like, knowing what my boys are up to, knowing what their life is, celebrating them,
Mhm.
and again, I mean, it is not hurting dating. I always tell people, especially if they're single dads that worry, it's like, okay, well, either you're gonna find a really good, really, like, grateful woman that is, like, good with kids, or you're gonna get a lot of casual sex because you're a good dad.
Yeah, yeah, and people love that. That
Yes.
is a turn on when you go, "Wow, but he loves his kids."
Yeah. I don't wanna stay with him and
I don't
raise
want those
him,
aren't
but
my
Imma toss him a
babies.
little bit of
A,
pussy.
a little bit of pussy because he's taking care of those kids. Do you see the way he's taking care of those kids? He could really use some pussy.
Just a little bit. He carrying so much.
Give him a little pussy, Diane.
And I thank each and every one of those women.
Do you want to say thank you to the women who have given you pussy?
Thank you for the little bit or whatever
A little bit.
moved along.
And
I
then-
thank you.
Thank you. You know what? I appreciate that. People are saying thank you to those women who gave it up in that context and went about their business. No drama.
Oh, that's the best in the
You know
world.
what I mean? No drama. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Next.
I love that.
Yeah. Wow. And I appreciate you saying thank you. I'm so glad you looked right at those women. Can we get some names? I'm kidding. No names. But I was going to say this isn't a Drake album. We're not naming people. We don't have to name people. They can remain anonymous. So your kids are you. That is beautiful. And you are such a huge part of their lives in a way that you did not have when you were growing up. Is there anything else that you didn't have when you were growing up that you are making it a point to give them?
Yeah, money.
Well, hold on, because Malcolm didn't have money for the first 10.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
He didn't.
He did not.
So are you like giving allowance? Does he have an allowance? What's the story there?
No, well, he just like, if you look through our text conversation, is literally
phone.
just, I gotta grab. Is just literally, can I have $100? Can I have $100?
Yeah.
Can I have $100? Does the laundry get picked up today?
Oh, can I have $100?
Yeah.
And you don't ask for what?
I just give it.
You just give it to him. You don't know what he's doing with his $100.
I usually know it's video games or like t-shirts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're not.
But I usually get $100 from the Improv for doing a set, and then
so you just hand it to him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That makes me wish I had a dad. God damn. I could have had a dad. It's so crazy. Just handing me $100. No question.
It does make me. I'm like, this is real dad stuff.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, here's $100. Don't spend it all in one place.
Yeah. Make sure do you ever talk to him about saving?
No.
I'm like, I feel like you're a good dad, and then I'm like, he's a bad dad. I haven't talked to this young man about saving.
Not much about. I mean, he does have some good financial literacy in a way. He knows a bit about budgeting.
Okay.
More of the savings are like just things on my end with his. Like, he has like a trust, and
he's a trust fund baby.
He's a trust fund baby.
Ooh, I want to have a trust fund baby. I'm gonna have a nepo baby, but I want to have a trust fund baby.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I know.
That's really. I know. I get to say my son's a trust fund baby.
Yeah,
that's
both
dope.
of them.
Both of them.
They were way more money than I ever had until a few years ago.
Dope. Okay, you also said that you understand with your girlfriend's sister who's involved with a guy who's like kind of in denial about having a child, that you understand empathy kicking in, that it's scary at first. Were you so scared to have kids?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Terrifying, especially my first one. My first son I turned 20 March 12th, and he was born April 23rd.
By the way, you're a Pisces. I'm a Pisces. March 12th is my brother's birthday. Hey! Pisces connect! I knew there was a vibe. I just knew it was a vibe. Okay, so March 12th, your birthday.
March 12th, and then so I when she was pregnant, I was 19, basically. So I was a teenager about to have a kid, and had already, it's not like I was like, okay, you can have abortion or whatever. We had already had, I think, 2. So at that point, I was also like, oh, this is going to be my wife. So we'll figure it out. So we're like, well, we're going to keep him and have him. And it's the best idea. He's the best. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude. But it was definitely terrifying. And I understand those moments where, as a guy, you're just like, well, maybe I should just run away, But I also knew that the times where, like, there'd be pictures I'd see in my house of my mom and, like, 2 dudes, and I'd be like, oh, I think this one's my dad.
Okay. Yeah, you're like, I don't want that for this for this child.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. I wouldn't know. And he'd be like, no, that's my friend Anton.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And somehow I feel like your mom would have given you a stern talking to had you run. Yeah.
I mean, but again, and that's also, she would have. And when I told her I was thinking about separating from my second wife, I thought, and my son was in 6 months, I thought she was going to be like, you got this baby, you can stick together, you guys got to figure this out. She was the exact opposite.
She was like, get out of there. You can't. Did she not like her?
She did at first, but then I think she started to see it before I saw it.
Okay, got it. And sometimes you got to let people have their own journey.
Yeah.
So when you finally did, she's like, I've been waiting for you to say something.
Oh, a lot of my friends were like that. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. By the way, say something. You see something, say something. TSA rules, but I also feel like friend in a crappy relationship rules.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And I understand how delicate it is, because if they stay together, you don't want to be like, oh, damn it, I said to my friend, this person sucks. But if you actually think your friend is in, I want to be like emotional danger.
Yeah.
But like emotional danger, You should say
No,
something.
yeah, you're right, and I
I
think,
think.
yeah, I agree with you. And if my mom had saw it before we got married, I think she would have.
Sure, sure.
But at that point, she was fully in love with her. She was like,
Yeah.
"This is my daughter."
Yeah.
And I do have friends like that. One of my friends, Tiny Randy, who is now Ted Sarandos' assistant. So
Oh,
I am a
okay.
pipeline.
Okay.
She used to be
Netflix.
my assistant.
Okay.
Now she's Ted Sarandos'
Okay.
assistant. And she was like, "I don't like her."
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
And how long after she said that did you start to feel like, I don't like her either?
A couple years.
Years.
Yeah.
So when she said, I don't like her, but you stayed in it for years, in those years, was it any interactions with her awkward, or were you like, I don't want to?
No, I mean, we were like, she used to work for me and then she moved. So there was a natural disconnection
Okay.
anyway. But I respected it. And she had some terrible relationships and made some terrible choices. So I was kind of like, well, I can't really trust your instincts.
Oh, okay. You're like, actually, how about this dig?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it was a thing where you're like, oh, she knows because she's been through.
Yes,
So-
she sees, she knows.
And now
yeah.
when I see her, we're closer than ever because I'm like, thank you for being one of the few people who told me from the get-go.
I know. I feel like in my life, I just really love and have a deep appreciation for the people who've been like, said something. And some friends haven't said anything, but it's in their vibe. Like I can see that I'm like, you don't support this, don't like this person for me. I can sense you are trying to be cordial. So you've never said anything, but I'm picking up the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I'm just not going to address the vibe until I'm ready to get out of this thing,
Yeah.
But I respect her for saying something too. I'm like, don't like her. Damn, of course she's gonna go on. She's gonna go on to run Netflix one day. That's my vote.
I hope
I
so.
just bet.
Yeah.
I just bet. Well, this has been very nice, but what about me? Anyway, so I want to be in charge of some people. Okay, and it sounds like you're in charge of people.
Okay.
Children.
Couple
Children.
Yeah.
But also professionally.
All right.
Right.
Couple employees.
A couple employees.
Yeah.
How do you approach being a leader? What is your advice for someone who wants to be a leader? This is for me.
I would say that's again another great question. You're good at this podcast.
Yes.
It's something
Yeah.
I struggled with for a while. I even would write jokes about how I didn't want to be a leader, or I didn't, especially when I used to be like 370 pounds, on a bunch of weight, and people would be like, "You're an inspiration." And I'd be like, "I don't want to be any.
I
of
don't
that.
want that.
I don't
Wait,
want to be a
yeah,
leader. I don't want
want
to be inspiration."
Yeah.
And I had to learn to embrace it. That I'm naturally good at it, and it's something that I think that you have to be okay with being like, leaders aren't necessarily born. You grow into it,
Mm.
And so for me, the best thing I try to do with any of the people I do is trust them and be like, I hired you because I trust you and I believe you, and I just try to put them in a position to do their best work and then just let them do it. Like my assistant, like I just try to. I think I'm a good boss because I try to just be like, look, I know being an assistant, you literally doing all the things I don't want to do.
Right.
And so I've had a couple. I've had I think one of my fourth assistant. So I'm always like, okay, it takes about 2 years. They tend to burn out and then they're gone.
Mhm.
And so I was like, I'm going to try it. I have my Haley, who I love now. I was like, I'm going to try to keep her as long as possible.
Mhm.
And so her whole job is just like, just get these things done. I don't care where you are. I don't care what you got to do. I don't care if you need to leave town for a few days to go visit family. As long as these things get done when I need them done,
Mhm.
then that's fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's helped our relationship. So she can go off, visit family. She can go to Paris. Like, that's one of my greatest things, is to be as a boss. My assistant goes to Paris on vacation.
Okay, come on. That's my big He's like, I have a trust fund baby, 2 of them, a couple Nepo babies, and my assistant goes to Paris. How's that for successful? I love that. And how do you discern who you think might be a good fit? Because obviously it's a little bit like dating.
Mhm.
And so you say you trust them, okay? But to trust them, you have to sort of believe in them to begin with. So what does sussing out the right people look like for you?
You just kind of watch them. There's a lot of it. I mean, and I hate to say it, but I hire a lot vibe based.
Oh, vibes.
Yeah.
A vibe
What are
man.
the vibes? What I think we'd get along as people. What my job, I'm not the typical boss, so sometimes like what would work with someone else doesn't work for my job, because I need someone who's a real self motivator. I'm not always going to be able to be like, I need you to do this and this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a routine that comes in within my month, and you need to get a handle of that routine,
Mm-hmm.
and then go from there.
Okay.
But it's basically, I've had to. Don't be afraid to fire people. I
Yeah.
fired people.
Okay.
I had this lady to be my assistant before Haley.
Say her name.
I don't remember her name,
Don't say her
but
name.
I know she was in her late 60s.
Okay.
And part of me was like, how fun and cool will this be? So many comedians or people in entertainment, they always want to hire some 20-year-old hot assistant that's going to end up ruining their marriage. I'm going the other way. I'm hiring a late 60s lady coming out of retiree. But her first job was to just post some things on my Instagram. Somehow,
I do think it's funny that you picked an elder to post on your Instagram.
I know.
Okay,
I made a mistake.
Okay.
Because the first thing she
Accountable
posted
king.
was just a video of herself singing to a parakeet. There's a parakeet saying back to her. And I was like, why is this on my page?
How long was it up before you?
It was up for a couple hours. Oh! And so then we had to be like, and I just like, we gotta let you go. Like, if you can't I understand even not getting the post right, but how did your personal video end up on my page?
Oh my gosh. Legend, frankly.
Yeah, truly. Really funny. But I had to, like, she lasted 24 hours.
Oh my gosh. What was the conversation firing? What did you say? That is crazy.
Oh, I let my manager fire.
You did your manager. Oh, you're like, I'm not doing that. Okay.
You think I did that directly?
You said when I say I've had to fire
somebody.
I say,
I just say, let's fire her.
I say, and you're making the call.
You tell her.
I just started letting my manager do that because I usually am like, the Baltimore in me, the person who's like integrity, and I want to be able to face people, and I want to be able to say that I have a code. I've been like, I will do the firing. I will have the conversation. And then I realized I'm like, this is too much emotional labor for someone who has effed up so much that they're getting fired, which was also labor to deal with the F-ups. So I go, manager, you do it, actually.
Yeah. That's the point of
other people,
manager.
well, also because I didn't realize that's what other people were doing. I'm like, damn, I have to have a lot of conversations. Yeah. Not that I'm firing a lot of people, but I'm like, damn, I don't feel like having this conversation. I have a million things going on. Yeah. And then I was like, wait.
I try never to be phony. I'm never like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Yeah. And then my manager says no. Yeah. I don't try to do that. But like, there's also just ways of professionalism. If you're asking for a request, you should have gone through my manager. Why are you coming directly to me? You're coming directly to me because you know this is something that's a favor that I shouldn't be doing.
Yes. Oop, and that's facts. Yeah. That's true. Strategizing they are to get a yes. Do you ever engage with those direct asks?
Not anymore. That's the thing. I do but that's also a couple of them were my friends that I like had a long-term relationship with, and then when I got divorced, they shifted over to that side, and I was just like, wow, this is crazy. You're the same people. You calling me to pitch an idea, but you want to go switch sides up.
Switching sides.
And so it was just another valuable lesson of like, no, anything that's coming through real will come through her.
Yeah, fair enough. I love that boundary. I did just want to ask you apropos of almost nothing, but there's maybe a little through line. Kendrick or Drake? I was listening to you. I was like, I want to know where he stands on.
That's such a weird question.
It doesn't have to be one or the other. Is that what you're going to say?
I mean, I just feel like I don't consider them the same.
Apples, oranges.
Yeah, I don't. Not even like they're just two different modes. Like you listen to Kendrick when you were like, "Oh, I'm on the bus," or like I'm
on the bus.
Yeah, Kendrick's a real bus ride. You tell me that's not a bus riding motherfucker. To your psychology class in UCLA.
Okay, bus.
Yeah, and then Drake is like when you just like not popcorn. That's just popcorn. That's movie theater.
Okay.
Both are fine. Club going up on a Tuesday, I will still play anytime. And I like McConan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
I'm a big music guy. I love all types of music, so I'm never gonna just be like Kendrick or Drake. But I don't like either of them that terribly
You heard it here first. He said, "Fuck both of them." Oh yeah, said, both for y'all.
Kendrick's a genius, though. That's
Kendrick is a
genius.
genius. That Super Bowl performance, my gosh, I still watch it from time to time for my health. Yep.
It's just sometimes I just be like, this is too schizophrenic. I can't hear more than two voices on one track from the same person.
I like that, but that's okay.
That's okay.
And we don't have to like the same things, Ron. And that's what I keep trying to tell you. I keep trying to tell you that.
I'll get it. I'll get it one day.
Well, it's not all about me. We have to help a listener of this podcast. Okay, so Kevin, we're ready for you. Play that track.
The question I have is a very serious question for myself because of where I find myself at this time in my life.
It's giving Kendrick vibes.
What do I do when I can't find any Haagen-Dazs chocolate swirl vanilla?
Okay, hold on. No, let me get serious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna defer to you on this.
Sure. What do you do when you can't find any Haagen-Dazs chocolate swirl with vanilla? First of all, up your ice cream game.
Okay.
The fact that that's your go-to says you a real basic bitch in the get-go. Like, that's what you want. I understand the chocolate vanilla swirl as the classic. I get that. But at that point, at least I want it from some type of mom and pop place where I'm getting an actual soft serve or a CVT out here in LA. But to just get to the point where Haagen-Dazs chocolate swirl being out ruins your life. Try fish food, motherfucker. I don't know. Have you heard of Ben and Jerry's? Have you had a Magnum bar?
Jenny's?
You eat a Choco Taco in your life?
A Choco Taco. They tried to cancel Choco Taco.
They tried it, but it was too strong.
Too strong. And it was, because I took to the internet, talk about standing for something. I took to the internet. I was like, y'all better fucking not.
Can't
the
mess
way
with
I used
Choco
to eat a Choco Taco at school lunch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, step your game up.
Listening to Selena eating a Choco Taco.
Those were the days. So that's what you do. That's your advice?
I would find another ice cream. There's so many different types. Go find a local establishment that you can give some of your money to in the community. Haagen-Dazs isn't going to do nothing for you.
Mm-hmm. But Ben and Jerry. Ben and Jerry.
Yeah.
Is it Ben?
Talente.
Talente. And the cute little plastic.
Yeah.
See, here's the crazy thing is I don't really fuck with ice cream. Twist. Yeah.
Oh, that's why you passed it off.
Yeah, I said.
I did not know. I didn't know there was a hatred.
I don't fuck with ice cream. It's usually kind of weak to me. Mm-hmm. I feel about ice cream the way I feel about breakfast. A weak link. I don't know what we're celebrating, but
I feel that about donuts.
Okay. I think I could get behind this. Have you ever had Holy Grail, though?
No.
On Larchmont. I need you to go. On your way after or before Pilates.
Okay.
I need you to go. Get a Holy Grail donut.
I feel like most donuts don't do nothing much.
Understood. I want you to have a Holy Grail. We'll have you back on the podcast. Okay. We'll talk about how you felt about it.
Okay.
Made to order. I need you to hear me on this. And I'm also not a donut girl. Like, I'm cake. I'm cake all day. Oh. How do you feel about cake?
Cake to me is like, love me, love me, love me. I'm coming at you with sugar and icing and frosting. Love me so much. I'm cake. Cake is like, get your shit together, cake. Have some self-respect for yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Be like a pie or a cobbler that doesn't need pie cobbler's like, I'm sweet on the inside. I don't have to show you. I don't have to show you on the outside. There's just regular crust out here. But on the inside is where delicious is. Cake is like, look at me. I got sprinkles all over my body.
No, for me, pie is like, to get good, I gotta be somebody else on the inside.
What?
I'm fruit. Fruit is its own food. Why are you in here? That's what I want to know. Pie, the only good thing about a pie is what's on the outside, surface level, acquaintance, initial conversation. Pie, the crust,
Cake
delicious.
is a liar. Cake will be like, oh, look at me, I'm red velvet. It's like, you still chocolate, Cake.
And you know what? That's
You
my
still
favorite.
chocolate.
With a little red dye. Huh?
Yeah, you ain't nothing. You just lying to yourself. You put on a little mini skirt on, think you done changed up.
No.
But I know you.
No. A cobbler is I need something else to be myself. I need something else in order to be myself. I'm not going to be on it. Best thing about cobbler, best thing about pie, the outside, the cobbler, the baked part.
Yeah,
the baked part,
crumbles.
the crumble, okay?
Yeah.
And honestly, derivative of cake. And I rest my case, Your Honor. It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful having you, Ron Funches. Love you, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Wow. So, you just listened to that whole conversation with Ron Funches, and he did, in fact, as promised, say something about Drake. And show me you listened. Show me a real one by commenting below what he said about Drake. That's how I'll know. And the first 100 of you to comment what he said about Drake will be among the first 100 to comment what he said about Drake. The prize is in the task. Thank you so much. Does that make any sense? I think it does. Love you guys. If you want advice from me and my next guest, you're going to have to call us. Hit our hotline, bling. Right? You like how I did that there? Hit the hotline, bling. You used to call me on my cell phone. This isn't my cell phone, but it is a phone number. It is 502, which I believe is a Kentucky area code. Why do I know that? I know area codes. I've said this on podcasts. I just weirdly know area codes off the top of the dome. It's very weird. But 502, Kentucky, 849-3237. Or 502, thanks, THX, dads. Multiple of them. Multiple dads. Daddies. Zaddies. A harem of dads. You get it. Anyway, call and get advice from me and my guests. I love you. Truly thank you for listening. I really do love you. And never mind, I was going to steal something from Mel Robbins, but I won't. If no one else tells you today I love you, cut that out. Okay, bye. Thanks, Dad is a production of Will Ferrell's Big Money Players and iHeart Podcasts. I'm your host, Ego Nwodim. Our producer is Kevin Bartelt, and our executive producer is Matt Apodaca.